A $700 Billy Joe Rubideoux knife versus a $7 mass market markdown to make soup for the Toothless. William Hovey Smith, 2016. I am the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and we also cook. And in view of our survivalist instincts, we sometimes make tools from materials we have at hand. And in this case, I actually make a chef's knife from a piece of salvaged scythe material that was actually made sometimes back in the 1800s.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman, and also the owner of a new company, Hovey's Knives of China. And today, we are going to illustrate the use of our Billy Joe Rubideoux chef's knife and test its metal, literally, by comparing it with a commercial knife bought from Walmart for all of $7. Yep. A $7 knife on the discount table in a strange color. It failed to sell very well, although structurally the knife is fine. It has many of the attributes of a typical chef's knife. An ergonomic handle, a thin blade, and cuts reasonably well. We're going to put a little bit of a fresh edge on it. We are going to compare it with our Billy Joe Rubideoux knife, which we have just made from a piece of salvaged scythe steel that was 100 years old or better. Now, how do these knives work? This is one of our patterns, by the way, of our Hovey's Knives of China, one of the blades that we make. And this is another one. The Billy Joe Rubideoux series, this one, is made of salvaged materials that I take and put together and make rustic looking knives out of them. So this is as much art as it is functional tool. This knife right here, $7. This knife right here, $700. Whoa! Will this knife cut? If it don't cut, it ain't worth $700. That's what we're going to find out. Okay, so we have our test knife here. This is a piece of regular bond paper. Oh, not too good. You notice it tore down at the bottom of the blade? Yeah, that edge is not as sharp as it should be. Let's try Billy Joe's knife here. Cut cleanly through. Cut cleanly through. So we're starting off with Billy Joe's knife having a sharper edge. Now the trick is it going to keep its edge? Yeah, that's what this test is all about. You can put a sharp edge on even a mild steel, but is it going to stay there? That's what we're about to see. Look. All right. Our first test is on this piece of bread. Okay. We take our knife here. It will slice the bread. It tore a little bit right there. Again, slice but tore. See how Billy Joe will do. Slice cleanly, did not tear. The reason this bread saws so is because it is frozen. Although I have had good German breads that were this tough when they were out of the oven, by the way. Okay, so that test be done. Now my brother-in-law had the unfortunate incident of just having all his teeth pulled. So consequently he is restricted to a very soft food diet. So we have to make sure that everything that we cook for him is pretty soft and well swallowed. So we have some potatoes, we have an onion, bell pepper, a pepper, and a piece of corn, and this is what we're going to put in the soup. All right, now, and the soup is venison stock over there on the stove. So we have our potato. Now these chef's knives are not particularly adept at peeling, so we won't attempt to. Making up some rectangular pieces here. And we're going to chop up very fine indeed. Rather than taking you through the whole process, and slice very thin. Now, see how this one does. Much better. And the reason is because of the smoothness of this blade on the sides compared to this one here, which you see has many, many rust bits on it. So there's a lot of sideways friction there. So this one definitely wins in that department. Stack is shifting here. Thus far, a $7 chef's knife is winning. Yeah. See about chopping. Chopping, well, Billy Joe does pretty good actually. Cuts cleanly all the way down. Yes, sir. Does that. The long length of the blade helps. This one works too, but it seems a little short. The longer blade here is, and the thicker blade, meaning thicker in this direction, is much better. Plus the knuckles, because you can grasp it all the way back here, don't strike the table. That's the reason this chopper has its handle inclined in this direction, so that the hand does not hit the table when you chop. But the chef's knife is not designed exclusively as a chopper. It will chop, but that's not its specific function. All right? So we try onions. More force than one would usually think. It still requires a little bit even with this one, but more with this because of all the irregularities and the friction along the blade. Okay. Now I'm peeling this sort of home style rather than the way we would do it in a restaurant actually. But, okay, let's see how we do. Okay, pretty good cut. Still some force. Remember, this was the duller blade. Yeah, Billy Joe's does. Okay, we can get a thinner cut. Okay. It sort of wants to scoot off this side because of the grind of the blade. Good. Wooden cut. Okay. Will cut. Okay. And this is a difficult way to slice onions. This is not the way to do it professionally. But it does illustrate the characteristics of the blade. I have to say this one performed better. All right, we reduce the onions. The dicing, yeah, Billy Joe did better. Cutting, and a $7 special went out. The tomatoes have a skin on them and are remarkably tough sometimes. So we're going to see how they cut. Try both of them over here. Okay, one slice through and one slice back and it cut. One slice through and one slice back and it cut. Yeah, this is cutting the skin, so that's good. That's a good edge. You can feel the rougher blade, however. Both are still doing good. I'm saying the tomato slicing, that was about a draw. Couldn't tell any particular difference between them. Going to avoid the seed. Although if I were cooking for myself, I would usually include them. It's a little discolored, so we'll throw that one away. What we want is the flesh. Now peppers can be a little bit dicey to slice, and it's usually better to actually slice from the inside through the skin instead of the other way around. This is a more difficult cut. Okay, that did. Okay. Better. Bit better. Try that again. Seems to be requiring more work. Let's see. This is cutting much easier. Much easier. Our $7 special is winning. One more thing to do. That's the corn. Let's see if this will cut corn. It's about halfway through. It's a little tough. Much easier. At this point. Okay. So far as cleaning the cob and cutting the kernels off, about the same. I didn't notice terrible much difference there. How did we do now? Is the Rubideoux edge still sharp? I'm going to wipe it off dry and see. It's a fresh piece of paper here. No. It has dulled. That's what I was feeling in the work. I'm going to do that kind. do one more test. It was a little bit wet. Okay. Again. All right. Again. Again. Starting to catch and tear. Maybe a little irregularity in the blade there. Okay. Well, not the world's greatest chef knife. Will work. Edges here, all this roughness on the sides gives increased drag on the blade. It doesn't make it very efficient. Not near as efficient as a smooth, slick blade of the same thickness. Strength seems to be okay. Flexibility is okay. This is in here. That's about the same. The general shape and design of the knife, I like the design better so far as the length of the blade and the curve and the length of the handle compared to this. But $7. This was the day. Well, how did we do with our Billy Joe Rubideoux soup for the toothless? Done with namesake knife. Well, actually pretty good. This is a vegetable soup to which I have added a can of diced Italian tomatoes to the vegetables, and also about a quarter pound of cheese. And that rounds out the flavor and gives it some mellowing taste. And it has enough salt because of the canned tomatoes. So I added no additional salt or pepper. At any rate, none of this is going to require any hard chewing. So I think it will probably be okay. Now, whilst I was cooking, I did cook up my complete potato crop. Yep. Those were good. So for now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye, God bless, and see you next time.
Here are some prototypes of our Hovey's Knives of China that we'll actually have in production on January of 2017. Now, I am the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, Extreme Muzzleloading, Practical Bow Fishing, and Crossbow Hunting, as well as a series of books on muzzleloading guns. We talk about the rustic and survivalistic instincts in man. Now, in a previous video, I show you exactly how this knife was made. Now, as a usable piece, not for a professional kitchen, for a home kitchen, yeah, I'll do just fine. If you want me to make something out of your own steels, you can contact me below and I'll take a look at it and see what we can do. For more information on my books, blogs, and more than 525 videos, you can go to my website, www.hoveysmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.